Two whiskies, Bobby.
No problem.
No wisecracks, Bobby?
Wisecracks?
I usually make a man you've got something sarcastic to say.
Oh, yeah. A quip, some remark. Nothing?
No.
Okay, then.
It's about time we got one over Alex Neil, wasn't it? And that's one way to go about it. So, Sunderland 1, Millwall 0. We love to make things hard for ourselves, don't we? I mean, it's just another game in a long list this season where we've only won by 1 goal when it should have been so much more. I mean, chance after chance we had, and yeah, we're just not ruthless enough. We're really not, and it's been our Achilles heel all season long. Like I can actually count on my hand the amount of times we won the game by two goals or more. It's absolutely ridiculous. But at the end of the day, you can't complain with a win and a clean sheet as well. We haven't seen many of those lately. So yeah, all in all, pretty good. You can't really complain, and yeah, it's all about now just getting this momentum going up into the playoffs. So all things are going pretty well so far. In terms of the team, I mean, obviously there was a lot of question about who the fuck was actually going to play today because we got no defenders. But it was Brown, Metham, O'Neill and Hume, the back four. Hume having a bit of a hip injury, obviously came back from international duty early. But funny enough, I thought he actually played very well today, which is it's funny because obviously off camera, I've been slating Trey Hume quite a lot. But today, he proved me wrong today. I thought he played very, very well. Also as well, Alan Brown, obviously he played a right back before for Preston, but this was his first time playing there for us today. And honestly, you know what? Very, very solid. It's been unusual to say because at the back lately it's been utter just calamity all over the shop. But today we just looked very composed, very solid, and yeah, overall, you know what, we did very well. And even if Dennis Erkin comes back early from injury, I would still just persist with this back four. Because it was the first time in a long time when we've looked nice and composed at the back. And then, there were a couple of times where Coburn nearly caught out Patterson, but that's just fucking Anthony Patterson for you, isn't it, really? Never straightforward with him, but yeah, no, I'll definitely try and keep that back for as long as possible. Midfield, Roberts, had his one good game in 10 today. I mean, with Roberts, don't get us wrong, we all know he's capable. Today he had a very good game. Unlucky not to score as well. Had a brilliant save from the goalkeeper in the first few minutes of the match to deny him. But honestly, if only he can play like this every week. If he could, honestly, he wouldn't get any stick at all. If he didn't, he needs to play like this more every week. He really does, because yeah, he would be some player if he did. Mundell, seen a couple of people split opinion about how he did today. I thought he played well, to be honest. Yes, you can point the fact that he didn't really create too much, but he was trying to. He was trying to, but he didn't have like any support with him, or there was no one in the box. And there was so many times today where Isto just wasn't in the right areas. And I know Isto's he's a striker where you can try and put a ball for him to run onto. That just wasn't going to be the case today, and I think Isto probably should have seen that coming, to be fair. Whether someone told him, is like, well, look, it's not going to be that game. We're going to have to try and do something different. But yeah, I don't know why. I just don't know if he has the natural instinct to be waiting in the box. Whereas Mayenda probably would have been in those areas, perhaps. I don't know. But yeah. Honestly, I thought Mundell played well today. I really did. He tried to make things happen. Didn't pan out the way it could, but I think that's again just down to him not having any options or any support, really. Midfield three of Neil, Bellingham and Rigg. I thought, to be fair, I think it was crucial that our midfield had a good game today, and they did. For me, Chris Rigg, he came back from being on with the England under-19s. He looked refreshed. He looked good on the ball. And for me, it was his best performance in a long time. And I think with Chris Rigg, it's the same situation what happened with Job last year. It happened with Callum Doyle, Daniel a couple of years ago as well. When it's their first full season as a professional footballer, they're playing every week, they're getting run into the ground, they're going to be absolutely shattered. And unfortunately, it's happened with Chris Rigg this season. And next year, if he sticks around this next year, who knows? He might end up having a really good season like Job has this year. Job, I mean, to be fair, I thought he looked a little bit slower today. Obviously, again, he's also been away with England. Obviously the under 21s. I mean, to be fair, again, I wasn't really expecting much from Job today, to be honest. So I just thought, little bits, again, he was a couple of good passes. Overall looked pretty solid. It was just a very. I think it was a game where he went very unnoticed, which it can be a bad thing. Dan Neil happened a lot to Dan Neil last season in particular, where he went a bit unnoticed. But I think sometimes as well, it can be a good thing where a midfielder he's done his job, basically. So there's that. Dan Neil, I thought had a good game overall. Suspect passing here and there, but other than that, I thought he did very well. Stood his ground quite a lot as well. Can't complain. And then up front, I mean, I don't want to single people out, especially not when we've won a game. But if there was someone who was going to point to and say, like, look, you didn't play very well, it would be Wilson Isidore. And it's weird to say that, especially even a month ago, you'd be like, well, that's a weird thing to say. But I don't know with Isidore. I suppose you could say, it wasn't really his type of game. Really, where Millwall, they're a very compact team, very strong players, meant to be strong players. I'll talk about that in a little bit more. Stronger players, they're not afraid to put a foot in. It was never going to be his type of game where he could run onto a through ball. It just wasn't going to happen for him, and I don't know. He just doesn't look right at the moment. Obviously, had a header which was brilliantly saved by Jensen and mid goal for Millwall, but again, like I mentioned before, he wasn't getting in the good areas. He was throwing us off the ground a lot, and albeit that you can't hear that there were genuine fouls in the box. He just needs to just stay on his feet. Stay on your feet. You know what I mean? Like I get it, right? If you're fouled in the box, it's fair enough. You can't do anything about it. But for me, like for such a big lad, he goes to the ground way too easily, and it's starting to become really annoying. It really is. I mean, yeah, he won the penalty today, but he needs to stop. It really does. And the sub, obviously, we brought on Watson and Mayenda that didn't really play it too much to really make it much of an impact. So yeah, I'm not really going to say too much about them. With Millwall, I'll be honest, I expected way more from Millwall. And I don't know why, because I watched them against Stoke a couple weeks ago and they were fucking shit. But so was Stoke, and it had a dodgy penalty in the last minute to fucking win the game, But yeah, I don't know why. I just think because there's so many former Sunderland players in that team. Obviously Connolly and Coburn, the two strikers. They're both ex-Sunderland. And obviously Alex Neil as well. I don't know why. I expected more from Millwall. I mean, yeah, like for the first hour, they had more of the ball, but they just didn't really do anything with it. And they didn't really create much. I can't really remember having like a half-decent opportunity. The only one I can think of really was literally right at the end of the first half where Kundal put a ball in the box and Coburn was unlucky not to get a touch on, because if he did get a touch on that, it probably would have been 1-1. But other than that, Millwall just didn't really do much today. I suppose in a way it's a very Alex Neil team where they're hard to break down. They try to nullify the opposition's strengths, and I suppose for most parts they did that, but they just didn't really have much going forward, which is crazy because literally towards the end they literally had fucking 4 strikers on the pitch. Obviously Ivanovic, Connolly, Coburn and Langstaff were all on the pitch at one point. They had 4 strikers. They never really looked like threatening us at all, to be fair. And it was a game where I don't know. I think for a Millwall team who, historically Millwall have been like one football team where they always try to act like the fucking hard as nails. Like one of those teams where, but today I don't know why and again this could just be me having my glasses on, and I will put my hands up and say it could be that. But for me, I just thought that they just went down way too easily. Like Connolly in particular, like honestly, a strong gust of wind could have fucking knocked him over. Like, it was just embarrassing, it really was. And for me, I'll be madly, it's clear as day why he doesn't referee in the Premier League much anymore. Because DME had an absolute stinker today. It was just he was given all the all the little niggly fouls, all the, the 50-50s. He was given all those, but there were some big moments that he missed. And I mean, to be fair, like there was a clear foul on Dan Neil on the edge of the box, wasn't given. Obviously, other than the penalty were given, you could argue that he probably should have maybe given one of the other two that I had as well. Obviously, Isidore being involved for all three of those are funny enough. It's funny. I've just had to go for Isidore for going down a lot. But to be fair, I think there were a couple times where you probably had a decent case. But the one time where he actually did give the penalty. I mean, like, I'm sorry, right, but what the fuck was going on? Like, it was that. Like, I'm sorry, but that whole penalty debacle was absolutely embarrassing. Like, I get Isidore and Roberts not taking them because obviously they both missed this season on penalties. They still missed them twice in one game. Obviously, Burnley game. That's gonna stick with us forever, I'm sure. But like Mundo wanted to take the penalty, so why the fuck didn't we give that? Like, I don't know why we gave to 09 of all people as well. Like, that was a weird decision. And I know 09 scored every penalty he's taken for us this season up until that point. But it's just, I don't know why. I think with Dan Neil, I just don't really know if he's really a captain. Like, I know it's easy to say, after with the miss a penalty, but it wasn't a good penalty at all. 09 was a pretty easy save for the goalkeeper to make. Whether he was off his line or not doesn't really matter. It was a poor penalty. And yeah, fun fact also, by the way. So that was our fourth miss in a row penalties. Guess whose record we've equalled? Our own fucking record. Back in 1996, we literally missed 4 penalties in a row in the league. It's mental. It's absolutely mental how we can literally outdo ourselves every time. It's fucking stupid. But yeah, I mean, I suppose really the main takeaway today: loads of missed opportunities, stupid penalty fucking miss again, and Alex Neil's a bold gimp, and yeah, he didn't really paint himself in a good picture, and I hope Millwall fucking struggle. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My man of the match probably would be for Trey Hume. Again, I get him loads of stick this season, but he did very well today. I'll give him that. So that's that. In terms of the rest of the league, it was also pretty much went our way today, really. In terms of the teams chasing playoffs, only Middlesbrough and Norwich won. Coventry lost, West Brom lost. Bristol City lost, Watford drew, Blackburn lost, Sheffield Wednesday drew in the end, Millwall lost. So basically in the Coventry loss, I think I mentioned Coventry loss as well. So basically in the playoff race, basically as you were, really, over the fact that Middlesbrough now got into a pretty good position again. Obviously that'd be fucking absolute hell, by the way. Fucking Coventry Middlesbrough both in the playoffs with us. That's just a fucking absolute nightmare for you. It really is. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Next game, West Brom away. So one X minus to another one from Alex Neil and Tony Mowbray next week, which is going to be interesting. Josh Madger, I believe he's back in the team now for West Brom as well. So yeah, it should be interesting to see how next week goes, I'm sure. But yeah, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time.